Hey, Pathfinders, how's it going? What is going on? What you doing? Look, it's your girl, Deborah the Queen, the host of Light the Path podcast. I got another good episode for you. I know I always say that, but isn't it always true? Make sure that you like and you subscribe. Put your notifications on if you're feeling fancy, okay? Then you'll be alerted of every episode that comes out. But this one especially, you're gonna love this. And look, let me read this intro because you don't like this. What we're talking about is season 6, Closer Than Before, dating without losing yourself. Who need a little dating help? Come on in, lean in, press pause. If it's not you, press pause. Send this to someone that you love that is in the dating arena because we got a little something for everybody today. Today's guest is Lilli Bewley, a dating coach with over a decade of experience helping single, successful women stop surviving in dating and start thriving in love and purpose. Don't that sound good? Doesn't that sound refreshing? Okay. Lilli believes dating can be fun again, even after divorce. Is life after divorce, y'all? Even in your 30s, 40s, and can we even say 50s? And even if you've been single for a long time. Ooh, okay, seasoned singles, this one's for you too. Her work helps women identify emotional blocks because you may have that. You probably don't even know. We're going to get into it today. Shift limiting beliefs and help step into your magnetic energy that aligns with the love that you desire. Help me welcome Lilli to Light the Path podcast.
Hey, Deborah. Thank you so
Hello.
much for having me. I am excited to have this conversation. I love talking about love. So
Ooh, I love that you love that. It's gonna be a good conversation. Pathfinders, strap in, get your notepad, get some tea, come on in. Lilli, you've lived the shift from surviving to thriving in love. What is the moment that you realized you were dating and it just had to change your dating life?
Well, I mean, short answer, Deborah, is that I was sick of the patterns. I got really sick of the patterns of not being seen, not being heard. When I was in relationships, it kind of felt like I was always carrying the emotional weight. I was always the one pushing forward. I was always the one setting the date nights on every Friday night, but they never came through. I was the one learning the love languages of my partner so I could love him better, but he was never doing the same for me. In dating, it was the patterns of anxiety, overwhelm, overthinking. It was the patterns of getting ghosted a lot. It was the patterns of self-sacrificing my body before that person really deserved that part of me. It was the patterns of me kind of walling up my heart and just wearing these masks of perfectionism or seeking validation and seeking affirmation from men where, you know, I got to a point where I was like getting everything in my life that I thought that was supposed to make me happy. Like I was in a relationship. On the outside, it was a good relationship, but on the inside, I was dying, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, all the things. And so specifically with dating, I knew that like it was me. Like the common denominator was me. The common denominator was me. I needed to change things inside of myself to break the cycle of what I saw in my parents. I had never seen a good, healthy relationship. No adult in my life I'd ever seen. I didn't have anyone in my life that was a good example of that. And I knew that there were some things blocking me because I was pretty self-aware, but I just couldn't do all of this by myself. And so I really just started to dive into the inner work that was needed in order to overcome my blocks, break the cycle, break the patterns inside of me so that I could open up to this beautiful, not only relationship outside of myself, because I am in the best partnership that I've ever been in, but also with my like inside myself. With dating, Deborah, I don't know if you've had any dating coaches on the podcast before, but a lot of dating coaches, and even like if you're single, your friends and your family, a lot of what they'll suggest is a lot outside of you. Like it'll be like, change your dating profile, change your picture. This isn't good. You don't use these words. Just be yourself and all this stuff. And that to me does not work. That's like a surface level band-aid for what is really happening inside of us. And so I take an inside out approach to dating where it's really about alchemizing, transforming, and changing, and really becoming the woman that God made you to be, universe made you to be, in order to attract this outside thing.
I love this. I love this vein that I would like to stay in, the accountability part. It's on you. And I know everybody says there's pee in the dating pool, but it's your pee too. That you're putting in the dating pool. And we don't always take that. So I really enjoy that approach that you take, because it really, happiness is an inside job. So I love that you bring that accountability piece, and it's like, you got to fix some stuff. And it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. And we're holding y'all's hand tight on this. So don't feel, attacked. We're with you on this. And, many high achieving women perform confidently at work, but they struggle in dating. Why do those patterns show up so differently in love?
Oh, this is such a hard one for all my strong, smart women, because I was this, Deborah raised her hand, y'all. Deborah raised her hand. You can't see it, or maybe you can. But we as women, there's a lot of things that come into play. Starting from the childhood, right? Like there's a lot of childhood stories that we draw to today about what it means to be quote unquote successful, what it means to be quote unquote worthy, what it means to be someone in this world. And because of a lot of things that have happened to us in our past, and the way that we are validated throughout that process, is we become someone who is constantly doing, is constantly striving, and this is not a bad thing. Like, let me just say this is not a bad thing. It can be a good thing when you alchemize it and it really is in alignment with who you are and what you want in life. Many women reach the point, these, high achieving executive level women reach a point where they've done all the things, yet they still don't feel the way that they expected to feel after they did all the things. Like, I raise my hand to this. I am really, really, really good at achieving, really good at making that money, really good at getting the promotion. But what breaks in the relationship is doing and achieving and striving, especially in romantic relationships, does not work in the same way if you want a deep, connected, spiritual, healthy partnership. Because what that requires is a level, especially as women, what it requires is a level of authenticity. It requires a level of vulnerability that you have not reached, any of my high achieving women that are listening, because it has been too scary to be vulnerable. There are parts of you that think it's weak to be vulnerable, weak to ask for help, weak to, there's a lot of stories that go into play when it comes to these ideas that high achieving women have of themselves. Right. So I know that women want to be loved and seen and heard and understood for who they are, not what they do. And so the inner work in that is repatterning. It's not that we're going to change everything about you, but we're just going to change about what that means inside of you.
That's so good. I'm so glad that you said that, because I did raise my hand, and I'm saying I'm in recovery from that. So I feel like I've sort of pushed that on, and I've even told my children. I have adult children. I told them. Well, I told my daughter, who is my mama now. I said, listen, at my funeral, I don't want to hear that. My mama was strong and she could do it. I said I wanted my mama to ask for help whenever she needed it, and that she use her resources well. But I was like, I don't want to hear that strong mama stuff. I don't want to hear how I put everybody on my back, and I don't want to hear that. I
Yeah,
said,
and
if I hear that, I'm gonna come back and tear up the place.
yeah, Deborah, and you make a good point. Like, how tired are we of being so freaking strong? How
Mm-hmm.
tired are we of being strong all the time? And that hyper independence, that strong woman archetype is definitely like a trauma response. And so again, the inner work is actually rewiring and recalibrating and transmuting again what it means to be Lilli, what it means to be Deborah, what it means to be whoever the woman is listening, because you there again, all of that is really just a repatterning, even something that you're carrying over maybe from your family, from your mom, from your dad, or the things that have happened to you and for you and with you in your life. And the healing work is, again, it's really about becoming this a version of yourself that can be strong and vulnerable,
Yeah.
strong and and like having a man take care of you in the emotional ways that you need to. I know these, financially you may not need that, but I know that women want to be held and supported and protected emotionally, spiritually, mentally, by like a masculine presence. And in order to do that, there's a lot of rewiring and healing that is open. The opportunity is, again, about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be strong, what it means to be, an executive or a manager of the universe or whatever it is.
Yes, let's shift there then. Let's Can you explain the feminine dating archetypes and how they reveal hidden blocks to love?
Well, first of all, have you taken the quiz?
I have not taken a quiz. Not No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, if you're open to taking the quiz, I'm super, super curious on what your feminine dating archetype is. So, what we're talking about, for those that are listening, the feminine dating archetypes was, just a little bit of backstory about how this happened. So, obviously, I'm here, Deborah, because of my journey and my story, going from not a great childhood, a lot of things happening to me in my life, not a great example or no really example of a really an aligned, healthy relationship, to being the best version of myself and ever in life, really, in partnership, deep spiritual romantic relationship, deep spiritual friendships with women, a purposeful business, that we're talking about right now, and really just this level of peace and calm and clarity, and and femininity, like who I am. Again, like really who I am at my core is I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm kind. The thing about that is that I didn't know that I didn't know how to choose the right people to invite into my heart. And so that was part of
Mhm.
my discernment and my journey too. So moving from that to where I am now is this whole journey that developed with the feminine dating archetypes. And the feminine dating archetypes is actually, it's a phase by phase approach to where, you'll go in and you'll take the quiz. It's datingarchetype.com. I want to know what yours are if you're open to it. Uh, so it's a phase, if you want to be called out. So it's a phase by phase journey of ascension. So in my communities, we talk about ascension. We talk about
Mhm.
ascending to the level of awareness and growth that I think that God and the universe is calling every woman here. This isn't just for me. This is not just for Deborah. This is every woman in the
Mhm.
world that I think that he's being called up to
Yeah.
ascend and level up and grow.
Mhm.
And so the feminine dating archetypes, like God really kind of put them in this system for me, because I had gone through my journey. I was working with clients and they were going through their journey of growth and development with me. And then there's all these different teachings out there about the nervous system, about inner alignment, about parts, about all these different things. And it really just kind of came together after I saw these patterns with myself, with my clients, and then all these different healing modalities that came together in this system.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite things about the feminine dating archetypes is we will show you with this system how to ascend to the next level. Like, I can pretty quickly, is my gift, I can tell you what wounds are there for you and what I think would be beneficial for you to work on to get to the next level of ascension. So that's a big difference, because I don't know if you feel this way, but in personal development, one of my biggest things in going through my journey is like attachment styles, for example, or, anything really that puts a label on anything. The label is great for awareness, but the label is not great for action, right?
Yes.
Get to the next level. There's a lot of shame that I held because, oh, I was in avoidant attachment. Okay, now this is my sentence for life. Like, am I just going to live here? And I didn't really feel like that those teachings really equipped me to go to, again, to ascend, to get better inside of myself so I can attract this outside result. So that's where it all came from. And we can go into the types if you want to. Is that
Yeah,
what?
tell us the types. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because somebody may already have a clue, like, ooh, I'm sort of like this or that. So, yeah, explain a little bit about the types and what that really means.
Yeah, we can roll through it. So, and again, I'm super curious about you. So
I mean, you may already know.
I don't know. I have some ideas, but let's see.
Okay.
Let's start. So the chill woman. The chill woman is very familiar with overwhelming anxiety in the dating process, and this tends to flare up 48, 72 hours after not hearing from the other person. The chill woman gets ghosted a lot, and she just
Mm,
doesn't understand why. She may be really smart and she thinks that she communicates well, but her pattern is she just tends to get ghosted. The chill woman tends to have sex pretty quickly after meeting someone, even though she says that she isn't going to do that. She ends up doing it anyways because she really, really craves that connection.
mhm,
She has complained in past relationships of not being seen or not being heard. And what she really, really wants to know is that people are going to be there for her and not leave. So,
mhm,
I'm going to give, if the chill woman is out there and she's listening to this and you're into healing and growth, obviously, there are programs that I help women with, but if you're like, if you have a therapist or if you have a coach, if you recognize the chill woman in yourself, your healing gates, your healing opportunities are all about boundaries. Where do you spend your time? Where do you spend your energy? Saying yes when you mean yes, no when you mean no, starting to understand what your needs and wants and desires are, because you probably have not had any. As a chill woman, you've probably heard like, oh, you're just so chill, you just go with the flow. Now, not to say that is a quote unquote bad thing, but it is a coping mechanism. So your work is to see and hear and understand what your needs and wants and desires are. So that's the chill woman.
and that's a lot of work right there to figure out what you actually want and
A
need.
lot of work.
After I got divorced, I remember I was married for 17 years, and after I got divorced, I was doing something, and my mom said, "Well, Deborah, what do you want to eat?" And I was like, uh, I could not answer. When I tell you, Lily, I was like up against the wall. I slid down the wall like a piece of paint. I was like, I don't know what I want to eat because had no idea. I was so used to cooking for
Other
my
people.
kids, my ex husband,
Yep.
and I didn't know how and I finally learned I do not like steak well done. That's bacon. I don't like steak well done. I like mine medium well. Okay.
There we go. There she is, getting her needs and wants and desires out in the open.
Yes,
Let's go,
yes,
Deborah.
yes. So
Awesome.
I definitely need to take it. I definitely need to take it so I can see more and uncover more because I think that's very cool. How can women re-enter dating after divorce or long-term singleness without carrying fear into their interactions?
Ooh, that's such a great question. So let me just say that, you know, there are millions of statistics out there. There's a lot of fear about dating right now. There's a lot of fear. There's millions of statistics. Oh, there's more women than men, and the divorce rate is high. And, you parts of you will believe that dating sucks and that if you believe that, and if parts of you believe that, then that is what is going to keep coming to you on the outside of you. Basic law of manifestation is whatever is happening inside of you. And this is subconscious, right? This is unconscious. Like, this is why affirmations like I am not enough don't work in the mirror over time. And
Yep.
there are parts of you that feel like that you're not worthy, or that you're not enough, if you're completely honest with yourself, right? If you're
Mhm.
not like completely gaslighting the things that are happening inside of you. um but if parts of you believe that dating sucks, then that is what you're going to see. You are going to see a dating life that's filled with confusion, frustration, ghosting, the delete and download cycles on the apps. So, what I believe and what my clients believe when they come to me is that they want to change their experience with dating. So, it's not that dating sucks, it's that their experience with dating sucks. And so, the question is, how do you change your experience? You change your experience by changing your inner world. And it's as simple as that, but it's not easy. It is not easy. And so, you know, the inner work is about, and like I said, when you go in, there are 4 different archetypes. We just covered one, but when you go in and you take the quiz and you get like the fortress woman, for example, who has the wall the size of the Great Wall of China around her heart. She ain't gonna let anybody in. When I was a fortress woman, I like would do my vision board, and I would just have this big old mansion with a bunch of animals, and there was no partner in no partner in the picture, because being alone was safer, right? And
Mhm.
so the work for the fortress woman, for example, is to heal the vulnerability inside of herself. There's a part of her that thinks vulnerability is unsafe. And so there's also some self-trust work to do. She doesn't trust other people, but she doesn't trust other people because she does not trust herself to pick the right person. And so, it's as simple as healing, but again, it's not easy because it does bump up against, if you are ready to change, it is there and it is also ready for you, but it does bump against like the inner courage to break patterns with courage. I always look for women that are really ready to break patterns with courage. So I hope that's helped. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, that is very good because that's the thing. We have to be able to say, you know what? This is what's going on, and to be able to accept the change. We can't just like, okay, well, this is going on, it sucks, I ain't doing it no more, and I'm just gonna retreat. But then you said I ain't never went on no dates and nobody's
Mhm.
no good. Well, how do you know? You haven't
Mhm.
even tried, and you're not
Mhm.
doing the work. So we definitely have to understand that healing is not linear, right? So once you get to that, and that's why I love how you are constructing your coaching and all that, is because it's ascending. You keep on going. Like,
Mhm.
okay, you get to that point now, keep on going. And so people think that it's, just one destination. I'm here, now I meet the love of my life. Maybe that's somebody's story, but not the majority, right? We have to keep going. So I love that you bring that point. And this is my final question. Listen, ooh, this is a good one. For the women listening right now, the woman who's listening right now, who's tired of doing everything right, us high performers, and still feels unseen and loved, what is the first inner shift that you would invite
Mm.
them to make?
Yep. Those are my goddess women. That's it. I mean, that's the archetype. That's the goddess woman. I'm curious now, Deborah. You got to go do it. I think you're either goddess woman or magnetic woman. So, magnetic woman is the woman that I strive to be. It's
I'm becoming the magnetic woman because
That's right.
I
Yeah.
just told my daughter, I said, I'm in my dating era. Okay, I'm about to have all these great experiences dating, and here I go.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So, the last level of ascension is from the goddess woman to the magnetic woman. And so you asked a very, very pointed question that is just perfect for the goddess woman, which is what do I do now? Basically, I don't understand the hard thing. I don't know if you're experiencing this, but the hard thing for the goddess woman is that you have done so much work already on yourself, and you think that you are very clear on the type of person that you are looking to call in. Like, you have a list of characteristics, you've written a letter to your dream partner. If you're spiritual, you may have like a love altar or something like that. But what is coming to you is not what you think should happen. Like there's a mismatch in what is actually coming your way. Like you want somebody emotionally available, but emotionally unavailable is what's coming. You want a masculine man, but a feminine man is what's coming, right? So the work for the goddess woman, again, simple but not easy. But if you take the quiz and you're the goddess woman, you are literally almost there to get to the magnetic woman. And the work for the goddess woman is about perfectionism, and it's about control. And there's the healing inner work about what perfectionism means and how that keeps parts of her safe inside of herself. And then what control means and how control other people and even parts of herself, like she mostly got the goddess woman, um, if she's real, that inner critic is still in there kind of running the show. There's an inner kind of manager of the universe still trying to run the show in her dating life about what this is supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like. And maybe there are some masks that the goddess woman is still wearing about vulnerability, about the messiness really that she's been through in her life. Like nobody's going to want me after all the stuff that I've been through. So that is the healing work. The healing work is if for the goddess woman to ascend to the magnetic woman is about perfectionism inside of herself. And then it translates outside of herself and control inside of herself. Does that resonate at all with you?
Y'all, look. Lilli is a professional, okay? She has years, decade, okay, of experience. See how she did that? I didn't even take no quiz. Woo! To be continued.
Confirmed.
Y'all want to know more about me? To be continued, okay?
Confirmed. You're close, though. You're close. You're close. You may even
I
like
am
be
close. I
dabbling in
am
them.
close. I am close. I recognize that I am close. The reason why I'm saying that because I have taken the time. I have dated people, and then I have not dated people. And so I just decided. I said, you know what? I'm just going for it, and whatever happens, good. And then I have got some hard stops too. So yes, look, I know that you all have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. And if you want more, I want you to connect with Lilli. Lilli, let them know where they can connect with you. And listen, y'all have to get some investment in your life. Okay. I'm telling this to the women. We invest in everything else. Get some investment in your dating life. Get you a coach. That way you can continue to ascend. We just can't just stay right here. We just can't be comfortable with, every now and then casual dating. If you want to escalate your dating behaviors, invest in getting your coach. And I'm recommending Lilli right now because we just met and she found me all out.
I appreciate that, Dara. And like when you do this work, I mean, it's not just even about dating and romance. It really isn't. It's about impact. It's about ripple effect. It's about, like I have a lot of clients who the purpose of them doing this work is to, even though, they may have grown kids now, they still want to be an example. They still want to create that legacy. They still want to break that cycle and break that pattern of and be, just be an example and be a guide, light the path, be a guiding light to the world changes when we as women do this work, when we ascend to the highest level version of ourselves. So it's not really, to me, it's not really about romance. It's really, it's helping. I don't, it sounds trite, but like helping the world be a better place because we can be at this level of discernment and no one else has the power. Nothing, no money has the power. No other voices has the power to take us off track of who we are and what we are meant to be in this world. So there's my pedestal.
There you go. Hey, that's good. I mean, because not only once you start healing yourself, it's going to help others too. So if you want to be a better friend, a better mother, a better sister, aunt, whatever that is, it's going to help in those areas. Now, if it helps in romantic, we like that too, but it's absolutely going to help the total woman. And so I absolutely love that. I love your perspective and the direction that you're taking this. So let everyone know where they can connect with you on social
Yes.
media.
Yes. Well, I invite any woman that is listening to this podcast, whether you be single or even whether you're in a relationship and you're seeing things inside of yourself or patterns inside of yourself, like maybe not speaking up, or maybe not holding and sticking to boundaries, or maybe not feeling seen or heard, to take the quiz. It's the Feminine Dating Archetype quiz is at datingarchetype.com. It takes just 2 minutes to take the quiz. And it will reveal, like I said, your blocks to love, and it'll help you find your true love match by inviting you to heal these certain areas of your life that are open for healing right now. And that's a good jump off point to connect with me and all at all of the socials.
All right. Well, Pathfinders, remember that sharing our experiences is not only empowering, it can help light the path.